Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Ahlan wa marhaban bikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Another beautiful Friday morning that we meet here at Horizon TV, and we say Alhamdulillah. Today being the 10th day of January 2025, it's a pleasure having you join us every Friday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the Muslim Insight. Welcome to the Muslim Insight. My name is Zamzam Ahmed. Today we have an interesting topic to talk about. The Kenya Certificates of Secondary Education KCSE results for 2024 was released yesterday, and students are now facing an important decision regarding their next academic steps. With various opportunities available, many students are considering pursuing higher education at universities or colleges, both locally and abroad. Studying abroad has become an increasingly popular choice as it offers exposure to diverse cultures, advanced academic program, and opportunities for personal and professional growth. As students weigh their options, factors such as course offerings, financial considerations, and career goals play a crucial role in shaping their decision-making process. Each year, Kenya sends over thousands of students to study abroad, including in the United States, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, Canada, among other countries. So today we have this discussion on education abroad. What is it like to study abroad? What or how is it different from studying in local universities and colleges? What does a person need to know when choosing to study abroad? Here in studio, I am joined by Hussein Abdulrazak, who is the branch manager, Imperial Education Consultants, Nairobi. Also, Mohammed Yusuf, the senior counselor in Malaysia, who are going to help us understand everything about education abroad. Next to me, we have Hussein. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, at the far end, sorry, we have Hussein Abdulrazak, who's the branch manager, Nairobi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We also have Yusuf. Mr. Yusuf, karibu sana. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Karibuni sana Horizon TV. So today we have this discussion on education abroad. Maybe to start with the branch manager of education or Imperial Education Consultants, please brief us about Imperial Education Consultants.
All right, briefly, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and it's a pleasure to be with you in this particular wonderful show. Briefly, Imperial Education Consultant is a one-stop center for students who would like to study in international universities. Okay? So any student who would like to seek admission into international university, excuse me, sorry. Any student who would like to seek admission into international university, whether on self-sponsorship or on scholarship, we do assist with the process. And our key primary services that we assist students in the process ranges from career guidance and counseling. So if a student doesn't know which career they want to do, we start from there. We have got advanced assessment, or if they're confused between two various careers, we take them through that particular process. Secondly, we also, after career guidance and counseling, we take them through university application and course selection. Once they already have their offer letter, we jump right away into visa application process. Once they get their visa, we help them in accommodation hunting and pre-departure briefing. What should you prepare for when you're going to study there? What should you expect about that particular destination? What are the potential job opportunities, the security measures, and the measures you should take as an individual to be able to succeed there? And then once we're done with that, we organize for airport pickup at the university at their destination. This is to be able to enable the students to have smooth transition once they leave here and they arrive there, for somebody to pick them up, take them to the university, and allow them to transition smoothly. So few other services that we do offer that complement our primary business, which is study abroad, is we do help students with aptitudinal tests like IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, GMAT, GRE. So both preparation and also registration, because there are some countries that you must go through those particular short courses or examinations for you to be able to study there.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing, because you've really answered my second question, because I wanted to ask you how the Imperial Education Consultants cater for the needs and aspiration of those students who want to study abroad. And I can see you've mentioned a lot, the accommodation, house hunting, the visa application and everything. Yes. Maybe if I should ask this one, why should students consider studying abroad, yet there are so many options in the country that are cheap for them to acquire?
All right. Why should students consider studying abroad? Number one, quality education.
Okay.
Okay. Quality uninterrupted education. Not to say that we do not have a quality education in Kenya. We do have an amazing education system. Personally, I studied in Sudan. So I know that one of the things that when we take students to study abroad is quality uninterrupted education. That is one, because of the frequent strikes here. So yeah, that's number one. Number two, there is equally affordable education out there. It's just that people do not know. Equally affordable, some of them even cheaper than studying in Kenya, like destination, like one of them that we're going to discuss today is Malaysia. There is Turkey, there's Cyprus. There's quite affordable destination that a student can be able to study in. So that's number two. Number three is professional development. Okay. So the professional development that I'm talking about is the opportunity to do internship in top companies or institutions. This is because we definitely know the West is extremely developed in terms of institutions, industries and all that. So it gives them a platform to have updated, to be able to do internship and practicals in updated system, and that is way advanced than us. We are in the third we're in the third generation, and we're still developing third world countries. Okay, so that is the third one. And then the last one, why one should be able to study abroad, is it would open up their mind because of cultural diversity and the exposure. As people always say, traveling expands the mind. Traveling opens your eyes, and traveling, it makes you see things from a various perspectives. So all that exposure, and also cultural diversity, and working with people from different diverse cultures, because you'll meet people from different continents. When you come back, you're a different person to be able to take your country to the next step in life. Okay.
He's mentioned about, today we're going to talk about specifically the Malaysia country. As the senior counselor, Mr. Mohammed Yusuf, maybe as per you, why would a person or a student consider studying in Malaysia?
Okay, so with Malaysia, I consider it as a total package. Okay. Okay, with Malaysia, you're looking at the total value. So with Malaysia, you're getting top quality education. Okay. At a very reasonable fee. Whereas equally other places you can get top quality education, but it could be at a much higher fee. So with Malaysia, the fees is quite reasonable. And the other thing is, Malaysia is also a very multicultural country, and it's also a technological hub. So those are the main reasons why somebody would consider to study in Malaysia. And also, Malaysia is an Islamic country. However, there are also other religions that do live around together in a harmonious way. Okay. Yes. So,
mashallah, that is amazing. What are the requirements for a student maybe to apply for universities abroad?
All right, the requirements are quite easy. Before that, allow me to just top up a couple of maybe 2 points on why a student should be able to consider Malaysia. It's very safe. I was there in May. Wow. And one thing, it's a very safe place, both for Muslims, non-Muslims, and also for our students, both girls and boys. And the aspect that it is a country that is run on Islamic laws. They do their best, even in terms of accommodation. It's totally separate, so it provides that safe environment. And then the last one is basically the ability to do a very good course from a top university, maybe from UK, Australia, Canada, US, in Malaysia, and get the certificate from there. For example, we have there are many partner universities, but I can mention 3. One is Nottingham University, which is a Russell Group university, same as Ivy League University. So imagine studying in that in Malaysia, and guess what? You will get it at a third or maybe 30% of the fee you would pay in the UK. You understand? And we have various other universities. So those are some of we'll mention them as we proceed. Now, what are some of the requirements? Of course, number one, good grades. If you want to study abroad, you have to get good grades. students, even locally. Number 2, you must have a valid passport. Number 3, school living certificate. Number 4, KCSE transcript or KCSE certificate for those who want to go for undergraduate or diploma. And those who want to go for masters, of course, KCSE certificate or transcript or IGCSE grades or A-level grades, and then your degree certificate, of course. And then the other thing is CV for masters. For undergrad, you need a personal statement for some of the universities to be able to explain why would you like to study there, why would you like to study course. And of course, money. Even if it's scholarship, we have so many scholarships. But even if it is 100% scholarship, the ones we have are tuition fee. And even if you get tuition fee and financial support in terms of living cost, there is small nitty things that you will still need to cater for yourself. So of course, money, you need to have that. And of course, seriousness.
And for the students who come to apply for universities abroad,
yes,
which are the study destinations that you normally get?
All right, so main study destinations that students prefer are mainly the UK, Australia, Canada, USA. And then in terms of the Islamic nations, the most famous destination that is very marketable, as so many students, is Malaysia. One thing, surprisingly, I came to realize when I went there was Taylor's University, top university in Malaysia. The president of the student union for the whole university is a Kenyan. APU, Asia Pacific University, the same thing, is a Kenyan. So those already show you how diverse and how much exposure it is that a student will get there. So those are the key destinations. We have other destinations like Germany, we have destinations like Cyprus, like Turkey, amongst others. New Zealand is also coming up due to the new restrictions by Australia. So New Zealand is picking up, and it has got so many opportunities in terms of part-time job opportunities and postgraduate opportunity, whereby you can stay back or you can do a degree and a master's together, all together. So those are the key main destinations that people prefer. But we work with over 30 countries, and within those countries we work with over 800 universities. So it depends on the student's budget and their performance, and if they want scholarship, again, it goes back to the performance, and then we pick a good university that can offer good scholarship to the student. Okay,
Malaysia has been mentioned as one of the study destinations, and with most students applying for universities in Malaysia. Probably, I know he mentioned that money is one requirement, but what is there probability of a scholarship, or what could make a student want to study into Malaysian country?
So we do have a varying amount of scholarships. So from 100% scholarship, like he mentioned previously, when we say 100% scholarship, we're talking about tuition fees only. So for a student who is looking for a scholarship, we can give them the programs that we have on 100% scholarship. And so this scholarship is what we call merit-based. What do I mean by merit-based? It's how many A's roughly do you have, or what is your mean grade. So as per that one, for instance, we have a scholarship with one university called Xiamen University. We are offering up to 100% scholarship, and with Xiamen University, the scholarships, let's say for example, if a student has 5 A's or even 5 A minuses, they can get 100% of their tuition fees. So the only thing they're going to have to pay is their visa fees, accommodation fees, and their living costs. That is the only cost that they'll have to take care of. All right. So the other kind of scholarship is scholarships offered by the university or by other organizations that want to invest in that field. So you'll find some courses, as long as you do meet the entry requirement, you, let's say for example, get straight away 20% off. Or maybe 30% off. We do have some scholarships whereby you get it automatically. For instance, some diplomas or even some courses in IT in one university called University of Cyberjaya, whereby you get scholarship up to 50% off. So immediately you join, you don't really need to have those very high grades. We can straight away get you on a scholarship program. Okay,
you mentioned about that university whereby you consider the grades, like the 5 A's, if this person has 5 A's or 5 A minus. Does it mean like it's the grades that determines whether you can get the scholarship or something?
So like I mentioned, there's the first one, like from Xiamen University. This is merit-based, up to 100%. We do have also other universities who are offering merit-based. up to maybe 40% or up to 50%. So depending on how many A's that you have. Okay. And also other scholarships that we have, for instance, another university we have with us is called Inti University, is offering free accommodation.
Free accommodation?
Free accommodation for the entire duration of your study. Okay. So that is something you don't have to worry about. So that's another scholarship that we are offering. Another scholarships that we are offering is postgraduate scholarships. So if you have done well in your undergraduate, there are some scholarships whereby you can apply, which are, let's say, research-based. And one of the universities offering this one is called Inti University. So you can apply for this university, for this kind of scholarship, and you will have to commit yourself, let's say, to publish 2 journals during your time of study. However, you'll just have to pay a little bit of a deposit, so that once you finish your studies and you do publish those 2 journals, you will get whatever you had paid as a deposit back refunded.
Oh, that's amazing. And if I may ask, as the branch manager of Imperial Education Consultants, definitely challenges are something that we incur every day. We go through every day. We cannot avoid, but there is a solution. Like, what are the challenges these students face while applying for universities abroad?
All right. One of the main challenges is getting an accredited university. You see, as you apply for university, it's not just a matter of affordability or just applying for any university that is going to accept you, but it's ensuring that you apply for a university that is both accredited internationally and locally in Kenya by the Ministry of Education. You do not want to go there and study and then you come back to Kenya and realize that that course was not accredited. A few months ago, last year, I remember some students from Uganda had applied for a master's program in the UK, and only for them to realize, to be told that we cannot take you because the course had already expired, the accreditation, so it had to be renewed by the time you guys were graduating. So that is the first challenge. The second challenge is the process of application is tedious, and sometimes there's so many applications because these are universities that get applications from all over the world. So if they're getting applications from all over the world, sometimes the response is a bit slow, and that's where Imperial Education comes in, because we have direct in contact with the admissions team. We launch applications directly to the admission team, and they prioritize us. That's the second challenge. The third challenge is basically, you know, there is so much information online, so sometimes it's very difficult to know if this information you're getting is a fact or it is not a fact. Some of the websites that you're applying to, you think the university is really genuine, kumbe it's just some you know, random scammers online. So those are some of the 3 challenges they face in the application process. And then, of course, the last challenge is the recent, as you've seen, many people applying abroad and they're scammed all over by various agencies or individuals out there. So that has been a challenge that has been affecting them to be able to achieve their dream to be able to study abroad, you know, of course, when they are in that particular process. And then last one that I've just remembered that is very critical is visa application process. See, this is a very tedious process. It's even tedious than application for university. University application is straightforward. After a while, you get your offer letter. But visa application process has got so many rules, from financial statements, from CVs, from preparation for the visa interviews, approving that when you finish studying after a certain period, you'll be able to come back and you know, study in Kenya or work in Kenya. So these are some of the things that are a bit challenging for students to be able to take, especially visa for Australia, for Canada, for US. These are they take a lot of toll on the students, and they need somebody to properly guide them so that they can prepare the right documentations, organize them well, prepare for the interview, and ace those particular interviews and get their visa approved for them to go and study abroad.
Do you get students who've performed well, have good grades, come to you asking for a full scholarship? Definitely,
so many of them, especially right now. My phone is full of so many requests. But of course, the scholarships are there. We say the merit-based. As long as you have got good grades, excellent grades, you're able to get full scholarship on your tuition fee for a couple of universities, but mainly GMN is one of the ones we work with. For those of you who've done you've done your undergrad and you want postgrad, you also have up to 100% scholarship. Even doctorate, we also have up to 100% scholarship, but of course they're limited, and yeah, so they're always there. It's just a matter of them requesting, we guide them through the process, and whatever is khair for them, they'll be able to get and be able to pursue their studies abroad.
Okay, as an education consultant, maybe,
yes.
You've mentioned quite some challenges here. Accredited courses, application process is tedious. You're having scammers, agencies. Visa application also is becoming hectic. Probably as the agency, or rather as the education consultant,
yes.
How do you address these challenges?
All right, number one is all the universities we work with are fully accredited. So number one, we always ensure that before we partner with any university, because even us, we are accredited and certified by CUE, okay, Commission of University of Higher Education or University Education. So any university we work with, we always go through CUE to ensure does this university meet your requirements. Okay, that is number one. So that's solution to the universities accredited or not accredited. We also check the university's accreditation and ranking, okay, globally. Okay. Number two, in regards to the application process, as I said, we have direct communication with the university representative and admission team. So that makes it very easy for us. We're just a phone call away with them, and they sort our offer letters, and our application process goes smoothly. The visa process, we get various frequent training by the embassies themselves. We get invited by the British Council, by various embassies to undergo training, and also key thing is the university representative admission team always updates us on the various policy changes. You do realize there's foreign affairs policy change that changes every year. For example, Canada reduced the number of students admission from 800,000 per year to 400,000 per year, and they put a certain limit to the post. After you finish, they usually give you a certain number of years for you to study, remain back and study. So how do we help students maneuver through that? Okay, and then last but not least, the courses that will enable a student to easily get a visa approved. We also ensure that we are aware of that, and that's how we maneuver through these challenges. Now, in regards to scammers, honestly, we can't do anything much about it. Ours is to ensure we are genuine, and we take the student from beginning to the end with transparency and share success stories towards the end of the particular process.
Okay, and if we narrow down, he's talked about the general challenges probably, and we normally have, or rather we say that there is commonalities in terms of the challenges people face generally. If you narrow deep into the Malaysia country, what are the challenges these students face while applying for the universities abroad?
All right, so one of the challenges that students face regarding applying to Malaysia is that, first of all, Malaysia isn't a very well-known study destination as compared to the UK, US, and Australia. So you'll find majority of the students don't have that much of an information or enough information regarding the universities in Malaysia. That's number one. Number two, you'll find that many of the students looking to study abroad do not think of the Malaysian education system as an equal to UK and other study destinations. So these are the two main challenges. Another one I would say is probably the distance. Okay, so Malaysia is, we have to agree, it's a little bit far from Kenya compared to UK and Dubai, whereby the flight is just around 4 to 5 hours. Okay. But even right now, there is AirAsia, whereby it's offering a direct flight, which is less than 10 hours. So just from Nairobi, straight away, your next destination is Kuala Lumpur. Okay. And not just that one, they've made it very, very affordable. So a one-way flight to Malaysia is less than 30,000 Kenya shillings. Whereas if you're just traveling to maybe Tanzania, somewhere very close by, or just any other African countries within Eastern Africa, you'll find the rate is around 40,000, 30,000. Whereby if you're traveling to Malaysia, it's just 25,000 one-way ticket.
You've mentioned about Malaysia being a Muslim country, right? Is it open to the Muslim religion, or is it open to everybody?
All right, so one thing about Malaysia is that even though it's majority Muslims, around 60%, somewhere there, it's not the exact figure, but around there, there's also other religions. So there's the Chinese, and who are practicing Buddhism, and there's also the Hindus, who are practicing their own religions. So you will find that there is quite a varying degree of or different religions being practiced in Malaysia, and you'll find there's also Europeans settling there, and there's quite a huge wave of people currently not just moving to Malaysia for studies but relocating to Malaysia currently. A lot of Europeans, a lot of people from Australia are considered, a lot of Americans. Why do they consider that? One of the things is that the cost of living is quite low. So many of the digital nomads, whereby people who have jobs, let's say in the West, they prefer to move to Malaysia because they find that their earning is much higher, but their cost of living in Malaysia is quite low.
Okay, I can see you guys have a study seminar tomorrow, Study in Malaysia seminar tomorrow as the Imperial Education Consultant, and I can see we have time is really limited for our first session. I want us to take a short break, but we'll be back to talk about the seminar the Imperial Education Consultant is holding tomorrow, or will be holding tomorrow. So don't go far, we still have this discussion, and you'd like to know more because you have recently gotten your KCSE result. What next? What is your what are you planning to do? Where are you planning to study, inshallah? Let's take a short break and we'll be back with more, inshallah.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Enyi mlioamini, munapoitwa kuhudhuria swala ya Ijumaa, fanyeni haraka kuikimbilia, muache biashara zenu, hilo ni bora ikiwa mwelewa.
Isikilizeni kwa umakinifu khutba ya Ijumaa
ili uzidi kujenga imani yako na kupata faida nyingi ya siku hii.
Coming to you every Friday from Jamia Mosque, Nairobi.
Live on Horizon TV.
Kuna faida gani twapata tukimjua Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
nabii mwenye ushawishi mkubwa duniani?
Tukizikwa tukitiwa kaburini, tutaulizwa haya maswali matatu: man rabbuk, ma dinuk, man nabiyuk.
Sheikh Jamaluddin anakupa simulizi.
Huwezi kumpenda mtu usiyemjua
na kutambua sunna zake,
lakini ukimjua na ukimtambua Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mapenzi yako yatazidi.
Ufahamu Rasulullah, familia na maswahaba wake. Tazama sira ya Mtume kila Jumatatu saa 1 jioni kwenye Horizon TV.
Uislamu ni dini yenye mpangilio ulio kamili, na taratibu zake humpa fursa kila mja kuifahamu na kuelewa.
Muislamu yoyote lazima achukue jukumu la kuifahamu dini yake, kuanzia kwenye shahada, ashhadu, nakiri kwa moyo,
kisha usafi wa kimwili.
Hapo ndipo huanza safari ya kumwabudu Mola wake.
Usikose kujiunga nasi kila siku ya Jumamosi live kwenye kipindi Ufahamu Uislamu, ili ujifunze mengi usiyojua kutoka Horizon TV.
Horizon TV,
the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back and thank you so much for keeping it at Horizon TV. I am your host Zamzam Ahmed, and today we are talking about education abroad. Students have really gotten their KCSE result. What next? And before we took a break, we were on the seminar. Imperial Education Consultant will be having a seminar here at Jamia. As the branch manager of Imperial Education Consultants, please briefly explain to us what the seminar is all about.
All right, the event that is going to be taking place tomorrow at Jamia, in partnership with Jamia and African Education Development, African Education Development Program, is an event that is specifically meant to be able to enlighten our communities in regards to opportunities to be able to study abroad, specifically the affordable destinations. This time around we are focusing on mainly Malaysia, because Malaysia is very affordable. So one of the reasons we picked this particular destination is because most of the Muslim parents have been requesting and inquiring, where can I take my child, knowing that the values will be maintained, the deen, the Islamic environment will always be there, and still get affordability at the same price locally or lower, or if it is higher, slightly higher. And that the main destination that came into mind is Malaysia, and that is the key thing that we're going to be discussing tomorrow. So what are we going to discuss tomorrow is what are the education opportunities in Malaysia, what are the entry requirement, application process, which universities we partner with, and what are the key selling points that you can be able to know to be able to study in those particular universities. What are the opportunities in terms of internship and professional development, as well as the other key thing that we prepared for you is for the students or for our participants or attendees, what are going to be the scholarship opportunities that we can benefit from as students, and financial support. Scholarships that are being offered by the universities, scholarships that are being offered by various organizations, and financial support that you can be able to get if maybe a parent has got many kids and they still want their children to get quality education abroad. So they can still get that, but at by paying bit by bit. So there's financial support, which is an interest-free loan offered by one of our partners. They pay the school fees. They even give your child the pocket money. Sasa ni wewe, it's just upon you as a parent, unalipa kidogo kidogo kulingana na your agreement with this organization, and it does not have a single interest, so it takes away the pressure from the parents. So this becomes a complete package. And of course, any question regarding careers. Somebody doesn't know which career they want to do. Maybe they're confused between a particular career. They've gotten a particular grade, and now they're thinking, what should I do next, having received the cases results yesterday. So this is what the event tomorrow will be all about. Okay, in terms of scholarship, do you really partner with other agencies or other organizations? Yeah, we do partner with various organizations, mainly, as I said, African Education Development Trust is one of our main partners. There are other partner organizations, but then for them it's not guaranteed. The ones that we know are guaranteed are the ones that comes from our partner universities, and the ones that are being supported by African Education Development Trust. Okay. One interesting question before I go to the senior counselor in Malaysia is, what if I come and I want to apply for a university abroad and I don't have money? Do you guys give credit, and once I get job, once I'm done with my studies and I get job, then I'll pay you? I wish that was really possible. But of course, as I said, we have an option with one of our partners, African Education Development Trust. It's amazing. They have so many alumni studying both internationally and locally. What they'll do is they'll pay the fees for you. And then maybe one of your relatives can become a guarantor and decide that I will pay the fees every month bit by bit. I'll be paying back. And then once you graduate and maybe get a job, or maybe you get a part-time job, you can be paying your uncle in bit by bit as well. You see, it's very much possible, or your relative, or if it is your parents, you can decide, okay, my parents have been doing this, I'll be paying them back, because we like to be honest and transparent, and that is the easiest way. We've not invested in paying for the students' fees and then they pay us back later. No, but African Education Development Trust does that.
Wow.
Yes.
Tricky.
Yeah, tricky, but it's the easiest way out other than taking their interest loans.
Sawa sawa.
Yes.
So you talked about you major in Malaysia. So there are some things that you are considering, that's why you want to talk about, or rather to encourage students to study in Malaysia. You've talked about the accommodation and everything, and let's talk about the health insurance, leave alone the scholarship, the everything. So what health insurance options are available for the students who are planning to study abroad in Malaysia?
So when we're discussing about health insurance in Malaysia, as a student, before you even step in Malaysia, you must have applied for your health insurance, and that comes along with your visa. So regarding your health insurance, parents and students can just be relaxed about it. Your health insurance, from when you are in Malaysia until you leave, you are insured with your health. So whether it's outpatient or inpatient, it's taken care of. Some insurance packages will have you paying maybe a small fee whenever you're visiting the hospital, but it's something very reasonable. You'll find maybe it's $10 or something less than that. So for every visitation, we'll be paying, for every rather outpatient visitation, we'll be having to pay that. And let's say if it's an inpatient case, it will be fully taken care of. So whether you have to stay in the hospital for a week or a month, and we just pray that our students stay safe and healthy when they go for their studies, because being far away from their families, that is quite a concern. So with the health insurance, that's number one. Number two, students also have the option to upgrade their insurance. So if they want something slightly better, whether, for example, you'll find most of the health insurance offered by the university, maybe they don't offer dental packages or something like that. So if they want to upgrade, they have that option. So that's number one. Number two, also, let's say for students who are studying masters in Malaysia, they do get the option to bring a dependent. So whether it's their wife, whether it's their children, or even parents, they can bring them along to Malaysia and stay with them. So for those students who have dependents, they can also reach out to their university to even cover the dependents, not just themselves. Okay, so you'll find the insurance package will be covering the whole family.
Okay.
Right.
Talking about, before you even continue, talking about insurance, one must apply for an insurance before he even leaves Kenya. We have different systems. Which insurance are you talking about? The one in Kenya or the other one in the other country?
Okay, so with the insurance, it comes along with the visa.
Okay.
Okay, so once you're applying for your visa in Malaysia, you get your insurance along with it. Yes. So these are public insurance companies that are offered. The universities at their own discretion, some of them opt to different insurance companies, but the insurance comes along with the visa that the student gets staying there in Malaysia.
Mr. Hussein, you wanted to add something on that?
Yeah, in regards to the insurance, there are various options. One is, of course, the visa. When the student applies for visa and pays for the visa, it comes with the insurance, okay? That's already there, comprehensive insurance that will cover them there. Alternatively, it's always advised to also come with your own insurance from here, the local insurance. There are various top insurance companies, for example, Sanlam Insurance Company, which is globally, it's a big insurance company. So if you take their, their package, they can cover you anywhere in the world. So those are two options that you can be able to take in regards to the insurance, just in support of whatever he said.
And how do a student handle emergencies or safety concerns while studying abroad?
All right, number one is we always advise students that before you go there, and even on arrival, familiarize yourself with the local laws. Familiarize yourself with the local laws, and it's like the same way. You live in Nairobi, you move to Mombasa, you need to know how is the security there, how is life there. Familiarize yourself with the environment and the local laws. That's number one. Number two, know the potential risks ahead. It's always good to know. If I'm going to Ethiopia, I'm going to study in Ethiopia or UK or Canada or Australia, then I should be able to know the potential risk. Okay, and this will allow me to be able to avoid high-risk areas so that I'm always staying safe. Number three is to get, of course, the cover. Number four, insurance cover. Number four, make sure you network. There is a reason there's student unions, general student unions, as well as what do we call this, specific country unions. For example, in every university, you'll always find Kenyan Student Association in this university. So make sure you network, you join those unions, so that in case of emergency, for instance, you saw in Lebanon, the only way it was easier to know so-and-so is missing, is not here, is if you're part of the union. So that is already a way for you to protect yourself in case of an emergency and all that. It's easy to evacuate you. And last but not least, always have emergency contacts, both local ones and international ones. And when I talk about local ones, I talk about the local authorities and our embassy in that country. Okay, because we always have our embassy, unless the country does not have an embassy. But for most countries, even Malaysia, we have our embassy there. Get the contacts of the embassy and contacts of the local authorities, and of course contacts of people from home. Always have them at your fingertips, so in case of emergency, you're always sorted. Those are some of the key ways to be able to stay safe and be able to handle any emergency or safety concerns while studying abroad. Okay,
talking about Malaysia, how will studying in Malaysia impact students' career prospects after graduation?
So how they can impact their career prospects, that first of all, when you're looking at Malaysia, it has enhanced academic credentials. The universities that we have in Malaysia, they are some of the top universities in the world. So you're talking that if you've heard of the QS ranking, most of the universities will lie within top 600. Top 600 universities, this is globally. Whereas we have approximately around 25,000 universities in the world. So if you're talking about the top 600 universities, you're talking about the top 2% probably globally. So you're going to universities that are highly ranked with best of facilities. So you will be studying in very, very good universities. And also, people really do get to network at the universities, whether it's through job opportunities or also through the students they're going to live with. Because what you have to also remember is that when you're studying in a country like Malaysia, there is a lot of top companies, whether it's the KPMGs, whether it's the Petronas. Many of these companies, students have access to work with them through internship. All right, so that's one thing. Another thing is also the development of soft skills. Malaysia is a country whereby when students study there, it's not just about the curriculum that they are studying. So they will be taught, let's say, entrepreneurship skills. They'll be taught communication skills. They'll be taught probably presentation skills and several other skills which will advance their careers, not just within their field of studies, but also outside. The other thing is that within Malaysia or even other abroad countries is that a student will be able to improve their language skills. Being able to interact with people from different parts of the world, you're able to learn 1 or 2 extra languages, and this will give you an edge. Whether even if you're coming back to your country, you having an extra language gives you that edge to work in a company or even with your business. Now it's a global village, and therefore you're able to interact more with people in different countries. The other thing I would say is that despite learning the languages, these people you've met, they become your friends for life. So whether it's through being employed or through entrepreneurship, your own business, you already have people whom you can easily reach out to. Friends, let's say if you met somebody, a friend of yours in Malaysia, he's a local Malay, or you have a friend maybe from the UK or from Saudi, they can easily inform you of the job opportunities in their countries. And these are things that you can get from somebody who's become a friend or a lifelong partner. I know there's many ways you can look for jobs, maybe via LinkedIn or other job portals, but having close friends also really helps. And through entrepreneurship, you find that some students, while they're studying, they start their own side hustles over there with their colleagues, or even after they've finished their studies. So they do have partnerships, or they do start businesses which can easily grow to a global scale. So
and I can see we have so many benefits where for students who consider to study in Malaysia. Do you have other benefits other than job opportunities, career-wise thing, the language?
Yes. I could assist him with that. There are many benefits. He's mentioned so many benefits in regards to studying in Malaysia. There's one that I love. I don't know, he didn't mention it, but he's been in Malaysia for a while. Malaysia is in Southeast Asia, if I'm not wrong. And where it is located in a way that there are many neighboring countries that are considered tourist attractions. So number one, Malaysia in itself is a tourist attraction, attracting millions of tourists every year. And it's extremely affordable. Like when you go to Malaysia, you find so many of them, domestic tourists. Number two, students during the holiday can find it easy to be able to travel to Singapore, which is 1 hour away by flight, 3 to 4 hours away by driving, and it is $50 return ticket. Ata Mombasa huwezi enda na $50. You understand? Ata Zanzibar huwezi enda. You can go to Philippines, $100 or maybe $120 return ticket. You can go to Indonesia. You can go to Thailand. So all these provide an opportunity for students during their holiday to be able to explore, of course, while being safe. And these expand their mind. That's one of the things that I really loved about Malaysia in regards to, because you said other than educational opportunities and all that, what other key selling point would make me want to study in Malaysia? I think for me, studying in Malaysia would allow you to travel and explore and open your mind, which would be way cheaper than even studying. When you study and you want to go travel to Uganda, to Tanzania, you're thinking about, I have to spend 30,000, 40,000 shillings, 50,000 or 100,000 shillings. But Malaysia, 30,000 shillings give you 5-star experience within Malaysia or just with the neighboring country. Unaenda na ndege na unarudi. And when you come back, your passport ni mzito, apply visa US, Canada, people are like, we may travel sana. Wacha tu pop aende.
Okay, there is a question being posted by a parent.
Yes.
Okay, and this is something that is really affecting people.
Yes.
We have these students going to study abroad.
Yes.
They are going to a new environment. And the question is, what measures, especially psychological, does Imperial Education Consultants have in place to ensure the safety, well-being and academic success of Kenyan students studying abroad, especially in an unfamiliar environment?
I think I mentioned this briefly. One of the, in our process, in our package for the studying abroad, one of the services we offer is pre-departure briefing. So under pre-departure briefing, it's not just a matter of what should you know about the destination, but it's we share the information from how is this information, specifically the town you're going to live, security measures, potential threats, how do you keep yourself safe? Okay, transportation system, what would be the easiest way for you to maneuver and safest way for you to maneuver? If you're going to stay in accommodation, which accommodation would be better for you to start off with? It is easier for you to start with off-campus accommodation by getting an apartment, or safer for you to start inside for you to be able to have a focus and create a proper foundation before you move outside. And then last but not least, of course, we give, because one of our packages that we do offer both in schools and also in the office in our career guidance and counseling and also counseling services, is we give advice to students on academic preparedness, effective study habits, and how to be able to overcome the temptations. Like the program we did last year in partnership and Horizon as well came. It's called Life After High School, transitioning from high school to university. We are having that program again this year. On Monday the 13th in Mombasa, Tumewa, and on 25th of Saturday, January, it will be in Nairobi at Diamond Plaza 1 Parklands, where our offices are. So we're going to have this event whereby we're going to guide students. How do you transition from high school to university? What should you prepare yourself with? How do you overcome temptations? How do you plan yourself with financial literacy? And how do you ensure that you maintain discipline and achieve your goals? And of course, do not lose your values as an individual and come back with something. Because kule kuna raha sana. Ukienda ukasahau, honestly, you'll come back with nothing. And your parents, when they take you, it's an investment. So we always remind them this. This is an investment. Usirudi mkono mtupu ama usirudi ukakuja hapo ukakuwa like the same or even worse than somebody who stayed back. Yeah. So that is how we help the students maneuver through that particular process that the parent has asked.
And what's the minimum grade?
For Malaysia or generally?
Generally.
For undergrad it's C+ and above. Kumbuka kwamba ukirudi Kenya, ukirudi na ile degree yako lazima upite Ministry of Education. So they will always ask you, how did you do a degree in this course without a C+ and above? Number 2, hiyo ni general one. Okay. But then kuna specific courses pia. Lazima a student, we always guide a student. For example, medicine. In Kenya, lazima student apate B plain and above to do medicine, whether it's locally or internationally. So we always have to ensure that whichever course a student picks, we go back and look at the Kenyan education system. The requirement ya kufanya undergrad for this course in Kenya ni ngapi, whether aende abroad ama arudi. Umenielewa? Yeah. And then specific, subject specific. Anaweza kuwa na C+, lakini subject specific kulingana na Kenyan laws ni kwamba maybe lazima kuwe na B or in a particular subject. For example, the same example, medicine. For you to do medicine, you must have a B plane in one of the languages. You must have a B plane in maths, biology, and chemistry. Non-negotiable. You can get an A, lakini kama hauna B plane in either of these na umefanya medicine, ukirudi hata kuwa posted for internship might be a problem for you. Okay. So that is the minimum entry point. But anybody with below C+, anaweza anza foundation, ama aanzie diploma, which is actually all as per the Kenyan laws, Ministry of Education as well.
Okay. People or students really want to study in Malaysia. You can give us the key universities and the key courses they offer, or the priority courses.
So, with Malaysia, the universities that we partner with, you will find all of the courses are available, whether it's health sciences, whether it's engineering, whether it's IT, computer science related courses, whether it's business courses or law courses. So we have all these courses with us, with our partner universities. So the main question comes to what is the course that I want to study? If you, for example, want to study engineering, there are some universities that offer better engineering courses than others. Whereas, let's say if another student wants a business course, other universities offer a better business course. And it's the same with engineering and law. So this is what we advise students. That's number one, on the strength of the university on each particular field. The second thing to consider also is the fees. So you will find that different universities have different fee structure. And also we advise the third thing on the location. So you'll find, let's say for instance with Malaysia, some students would prefer to stay nearby Kuala Lumpur, and some students will prefer to maybe stay a little bit far away from Kuala Lumpur. The main advantage of staying a little bit farther from Kuala Lumpur is that it's going to be cheaper. Kuala Lumpur itself is affordable, but if you're going outside of Kuala Lumpur, it's going to be even more affordable for your cost of living, whether it's for your accommodation, for your food, and transportation. So these are all things to consider when somebody is picking their university to study.
Okay.
Yes.
That's amazing. I can see time is really moving fast, and I would like, as the branch manager, right now students have really received their, for those who did their Form 4 KCSE last year, they have received their results, and now it's in their hands to decide whether to go to universities, to go to colleges, to study abroad, or to study in local universities. What would you advise these students right now?
Generally, the first thing is acceptance. Accepting whatever grade you got. Okay. It's not the end of the world, because I think that's the main challenge right now, convincing students that many had these expectations and they got this. The first advice I'll tell everybody is, before that I'll tell them everybody, congratulations. Number 2 is acceptance. Acceptance is the best of things that you could ever do. Accept is what I've got, and then ask yourself the next question. Now with this, what can I do next? Okay, where can I start? If I didn't get C+ and above, what options do I have? Can I start from college, diploma, or can I start from certificate or from TVET courses? You can always start somewhere else. And then number 3, if you don't know which course you want to do, don't overstress yourself. We have a professional career guidance and counseling. We'll take you through the process. You can just come to our office at Diamond Plaza 1 Parklands. Number 4 is get advice from various professionals regarding the career interest you have. You can seek assistance from Imperial Education Consultants regarding studying abroad. And for those of you who want to study locally, you can seek assistance from KUSIP, anybody who works with KUSIP. And then last but not least, research. You know, when you research and you have information, you're able to know a lot of things. So do research on the various opportunities, which universities I can study the course, what are the cost implications, and start preparing yourself as early as now. And then last but not least, set goals from as early as now. And if you want more information regarding this, about studying abroad or studying locally, I highly recommend the events that I've already mentioned. Yeah. Tomorrow, study in Malaysia. They'll have that information at Jamia Mosque from 9 a.m. to 12. And then there is Life After High School event for those in Mombasa on the 13th, on Monday, from 9 a.m. as well at Mewa Library. And Life After High School in Nairobi on the 25th of January at Imperial Education Consultant. Again, you'll get all this information on how to transition. And then, of course, there is the General Study Abroad Expo, which is going to be on the 18th Saturday at Sankara Hotel, whereby they can be able to meet more than 15-20 university representatives from around the world and those from Malaysia, and be able to get information regarding studying there and the scholarship opportunities.
All this in the same month in January?
In the same month in January. Okay. I mean, if once you have all this, what else do you need? It's like we are spoon-feeding you. Okay. All that you need to do is to swallow.
Okay, before we end the show, probably your last words.
So my last words is thank you so much for inviting us and giving us this opportunity to spread the message to the Ummah. We are highly grateful for this one. And the next thing is, please just don't be afraid. Come visit us. Whatever your budget is, okay, just come visit us. We can have a discussion, we can have a breakdown. And if your grades are good, we can always link you up with a good scholarship. And we have many options. We have something for everyone. There are those maybe who prefer to have other study destinations other than Malaysia. One thing I call Malaysia is that it's also a transit study destination. What do I mean by that is that we have a lot of programs whereby students can start studying in Malaysia and they can finish whichever other country they want to, like let's say it's the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand. They have all these options. Another thing is that the universities we have, like he mentioned, one of them is Nottingham, Heriot-Watt. These are universities that have branches in Malaysia, so they can also do the shift. They can start in Malaysia and also finish in the UK if that is their main priority. And when they're doing that, they get to save on the overall cost of studies. Wow,
thank you so much for coming here today. That was really, really amazing. Education abroad, that's a really interesting topic, and I feel and I believe that something has been captured or something has been taken home by those who are viewing us right now. And with those dates, what's there in your calendar other than these ones? Until next Friday, my name is Zamzam Ahmed. Ma'as-salam.
Horizon TV, kurunzi ya taifa.